Alright, so the number one question I've been getting recently for this character release for 2B is character building, how to build, how to kind of help her out a little bit, and what you can kind of do to kind of help her also hit for more. So today, hope you're ready for it. If you are wondering about this, I got you here today. Like and subscribe, helps out a ton. We're going to first do characters to team up with this character itself. We're then going to do how you should cube, and then we're going to do equipment and some talk about that, just so you know. So let's jump into it. If you're new to the channel, like and subscribe, helps out a ton. Let's hop there and let's break it down real quick. Basically, I went through every single category, burst 1, burst 2, burst 3, to give you alternatives for the burst 1, burst 2, and burst 3 options. So, we'll start off in a very simple manner. It's not ranked in any way of which is the best, I'll just give you options. First up, you have volume, very good character, will be used for the main purpose of this over here, crit chance up on her burst, also over here, critical damage up over here, 1, 2, 3 times, then 1, 2, 3 times also here, for the burst skill cooldown, which is pretty freaking good. So, keep that in mind. Those are the main reasons of why you want to use volume. Great character, can work in helping buffer. Litter, one of the best picks, or one of the better picks also, for running with the one and only 2B. Again, why? Cooldown burst over here, dropping that is pretty good. Then again, attack up, critical damage up, and max ammunition capacity up, allowing 2B to actually hit more times, allowing her to activate that skill 2 more often, which is always welcome. Frima is actually a really cool character with a pretty niche kind of set of skills, giving some help here actually, because she buffs on max HP, goes up by 6% for 5 seconds, then max HP over here for 4 seconds, but for 30%. So when she bursts, it can actually do some really good stuff here, and also keep in mind it's only a 20-second cooldown, so there is a lot of potential from this one. People have been using Frima and kind of getting some decent results, which is pretty cool to see that this character gets some use case. I kind of like it. Moving forward, Bay Goddess Mary, the best healer in slot 1 for this character, for the reason it recovers 1.05 of caster's final max HP, which is a very high skill, and in the case of the one and only 2B, you see what happens. It's going to be scaling pretty fast. That's there. Or if you're just lazy, throw on Dorothy. She'll always do damage, she'll always do everything, and she's still a very good contender. Not really giving buffs per se to our character here that we're looking forward to, but again, it's going to do such raw damage that who really needs that buff, right? Who needs it? Moving forward, for the burst 2 slot, we're looking at Blanc. Still a great pick for the burst 2 slot. It's going to work. Bunny team can always help. I'm not going to give like the most buffs, but again, they will always give buffs. Remember that max HP does go up over here. We also have cooldown. The burst skill goes down. This is for her, but you know, it causes this to happen, right? So keep that in mind. It's able to give you damage increase and whatnot. It's a pretty good thing, so that's there. You have Biscuit also, which is for some niche comps for the reason of her invulnerability thing. Again, it's okay. It depends. I wouldn't recommend this one, but I mean, you could do it if you would like to mess around. Quincy is one of the top picks, actually. She's a very good character. Max HP up, critical damage up, attack up over here, and then again, duplicate 12.42% HP of the ally with the highest HP, lasts for 10 seconds. It's a pretty good thing over here, so Quincy is a great burst 2 slot. So, keep that in mind, all right? Moving forward, we have this over here, Mast, okay? Mast is, in my opinion, the best for this entire comp, if you will, or team, if you will. She just works very well, and she really now found her spot. So if you have Mast, you can actually give her some use case. If you bought her swimsuit costume, or if you're going to buy her swimsuit costume, you now have a reason to, because she kind of formulated her team very well. Realize also, there is Guilty. I was going to pair that up with Quincy. I think that Guilty isn't the best in comparison, but Quincy's much better. The reason why I'm saying that is really this affects wind type allies, so you're losing that. Then the basic thing you're getting over here is really the defense down, and that's kind of it, right? This is there, but I remained with Quincy being the better pick and Mast, so just keep that in mind. For the burst 3 slot though, we have Guillotine, because again, if you're scaling off of Mast, you kind of want to bring Guillotine in there to get some of that little bit of damage. If you don't have Guillotine, Sparkling Summer Anise will do very, very good for that as well. So that is something to kind of look forward to. Beyond that, you have Modernia over here, also doing some pretty good stuff. Obviously, will work on any burst 3 team. She just works anywhere. That's there. If you want to keep it simple to the actual Guillotines, Anise and Scarlet team, you can just run the same team, replace Guillotine if you want with our new character 2B, and then keep these two as the same sub-slots as usual. Up to you on how you want to do it. But then again, there is Modernia. Last but not least, if you're running Bunny team, kind of got to bring Noir in there. But that is kind of what it looks like for each category. Again, burst 3 over here, you had your burst 2 picks, and then you had your burst 1 picks. A lot of stuff here, a lot of potential. So keep that in mind. And hopefully, if you like this format of describing characters for each slot and why they're good, let me know. I'll keep this up for the future, because This helps, I know. Some people have told me when I sent them this. So yeah, let me know what you think. So first up, what we got over here. So hopping. Where the hell is my 2B? There we go. Just disappeared. Okay, so hopping into the game here to take a look into some gear stuff and some skill stuff. First up, everyone's been asking me, where do I prioritize this? I talked about this at the end of my last video, but I guess I buried it too much that people didn't even see that. So the main ones to focus on really are skill 2. That's what everyone has been telling me, that a skill 2 is just the bread and butter for the character. Then again, there's also the burst skill, which will give a lot of accumulated, or rather distributed damage, which can actually really help the character. Also, I would say that both of those are very, very powerful, so keep that in mind. Up to you, but again, skill 2 and burst skill are the ones to kind of look forward to. For the cube, you kind of want to run Bastion cube. Make sure to enhance it. Mine is currently pretty crappy. I was focusing on building resilience cube, and now there's this cube. This is up next. I gotta spend my current solar raid currency to get that, but yeah, for this one, really good cube. Run it. It's probably the best cube for her. Keep that in mind. It's gonna help her activate her skill 2 more often. That's the entire purpose of that. Again, this is something that I mentioned in my last video to give you the idea for, and apparently people missed it. So you're welcome. Run it. Bastion cube. It's gonna be very helpful. People also say if you want to run resilience cube, if you just have that, it's good for an alternative for a little bit, but definitely when you max out or upgrade Bastion cube more and more, it's gonna get much better in that capacity, right? When it comes to gear, first off, keep in mind that she is a defender character. You're going to need defender, abnormal gear. Abnormal is a new set of gear if you don't already know that. There are a lot of new players picking up the game. Remember, each of these gears over here have a slot like this. So once you get into this category, the end game gear, it'll have this slot, right? This slot means that it's an abnormal piece of gear. It works on a defender character. Every character has different stuff. For example, she's an attacker. This gear looks different clearly than the other gear because it's attacker gear. So every gear is different. Keep that also in the back of your head. But they also have this over here, which is an additional thing, which will have to be your end game content, where you try to get all of this for said character. That symbol means abnormal, and that's for this character specifically over here. Okay. Now, when it comes to overloading a gear, that's when you max out the gear perfectly. You put these stones currency in, which I'll show to you in a second. Change effect. This is the custom module. These are also end-game currencies, things you farm at the very end of the game, which can really help you push towards getting a very strong gear. You will also roll substats, and those substats will be locked to the gear piece unless you choose to re-roll them. That's how it works. Keep that in mind also. So basically just a little bit of a guide there, right? I hope that helped out. But what you are looking for, if you are trying to do this, first off, there's critical damage, which works very well with masked. Again, I want to make this clear too. There's more testing that needs to be done on this, but mainly just a base attack stat is very good, or base ammunition increase is very good. Those two are very good. Critical damage, if you're going for a masked comp, also very much works. Remember, there's no HP buff. If this had some sort of HP buff, ignore that. This would have been a very powerful character because you're scaling off HP. The whole purpose of HP. So far, there is no such thing as an HP buff. So right now, we're stuck with running attack, ammunition increase, or critical damage if you're going for some sort of mass comp again. Because remember, she scales off helping your crit rate, right? So because of the crit rate going up, the crit damage is going to be really kind of benefiting. So up to you on what you want to do. But yes, when it comes to the overload stats, that's kind of what you want to go for, and that's basically it. Again, if you don't already know, in this event, in the login event, you're going to be picking up some of this stuff over here, which is actual increases for the abnormal slot. Make sure you always add them in. They give small values, but every value kind of helps, if you will. So make sure you're doing that. Also, if you haven't already known about this, you have to also go to kind of advise your character or gift your character. That is a function that gives you more stats. Again, there are new players picking the game, so I'm sorry if this really sounds like repetitive info. If you are a sort of long-time player or a veteran, but again, I do want to also help out those that are picking up the game right now. Hop over to the command center by going through the outpost, and in here you can actually increase your character just a little bit more for a nice little buff. And this is where dupes come in handy, because look at this, right? My Dorothy, which she's still not maxed out yet, is at 29. She's at 29 of this rank, which in comparison, a normal character will only hit 10. She's at 29 because I got a lot of dupes for her. And those dupes are granting me this extra levels, and these extra levels give me more stats. So that's where it is, where it comes in. First, the dupe itself gives you stats, and then beyond that, getting the character leveled up more also gives you stats, right? So if I were to show you, where is my Noir? I said Noir, I meant 2B. So 2B's over here. My 2B is rank 20 because I got a dupe for her, which is pretty nice. You can't advise characters like this for some reason in the collaboration, keep that in mind, but you can gift them. if you gift them and max them out at 20 or 10 or whatever number you can max them out at, make sure to do that, but it will give you additional stats. And remember, every ounce of HP she gets is very good. Any ounce of attack she gets is very good. So again, the additional stats are always welcome. So make sure to check back here and see if you have that so you can go and upgrade it. Also check back on your recycling room if anything over there needs a little bit of buffs, because again, every kind of ounce counts. So try your best to manage that. In this event, there's a bunch of also stuff in the shop to help you build these characters, so go and take advantage of that, hop in there and check it out. And it also is worth mentioning, solo raid just ended, so hop over, not solo raid, but union raid, so make sure to hop over here if you were in a union and purchase some of the stuff from the union shop to upgrade your batteries, or get your batteries to upgrade your cubes to make them stronger, right? Because again, upgrading the cubes make them at least get more stats, and somewhat or more so effects, right? So get all that stuff done, and again, it will help you push your 2B to be a little stronger, because to be a little stronger, I like that. But yeah, that's basically it. Hope you enjoyed that quick little video here. I just want to talk about it and go through some of the stuff you can do to kind of help out and some sort of team building. So that's there, and yeah, hope you enjoyed it.